The camera is a wonderful thing. Whether still or video, it captures history in a medium that can be stored for the future. It can also capture evidence in a non-critical way. The camera isn't judgmental or biased, it just records what it sees at the time of the capture. This evidence can also be used to make you think, make you come to assumptions and conclusions that are not completely evident in the picture. Take this picture for example. In the foreground you can see some posts. When you see them, your brain tells you that the camera was probably on a dock or some other type of structure either floating or on the shore of the water. The boat in the water has people standing on it, along with some vehicles. On the mountain in the background, you can see houses and buildings. Although you cannot see them, you feel safe to assume that there are people over there as well. Logic tells you this evidence is true. Now, let's look at this picture. Can you see any people? Of course not. This picture was taken from too far away. But you can see a large city built on a river with bridges and buildings and roads that make it safe to assume that people built it and lived there. Many thousands of people. A shot like this makes you feel rather insignificant if you think about it. Now, take a look at this picture. This is Earth, the planet we all live on, taken from our one and only satellite, the Moon. From this distance, no cities are evident. No great works of man can be seen. You can hear us if you tune into the proper radio wavelengths, but that would be the only evidence you would have of any of us even existing. 6 billion people on that ball, and we have almost achieved insignificance in our own solar system. We are so distant that it becomes difficult to think that so many people can exist in one place. Let's turn around and take a look at the local neighborhood. This is the Milky Way galaxy. We inhabit a minor arm of the Milky Way. The picture is of the next arm of stars and dust that make up our neighborhood of the galaxy. Millions of stars, and very likely as many planets, are contained in our own galaxy. If any of these stars have habitable planets, and those planets actually have intelligent life forms living on them, I find it hard to believe that they would agree in our idea of a supreme being that created us in his image and likeness, and also created them in whatever alien form they have. It is realistic to believe that they would find our idea of a supreme being to be hysterical. Let's head out from home for a bit. This picture was taken by the Voyager 1 satellite from deep space. Once its main mission was complete, NASA instructed the probe to turn around and take pictures of the planets of the solar system. That little blue fleck in the box is us, the whole Earth, in a picture taken from 4 billion miles away in deep space. All of our grand works, all of our great thoughts and aspirations boil down to a single small blue dot hanging in an interstellar sunbeam in the depths of space. This picture inspired awe in me. Just think about all we, as humanity, have accomplished on our single mote of light in the vastness of the void. All of the greatest works of man throughout history took place on that one little spot. I find it really difficult to believe that some shepherds and other primitive people on our planet came up with an idea that still holds so much credence with so many people, in that their idea of a supreme being just built the whole galaxy, the whole universe for us. Somehow it just doesn't make any sense. There's just too much going on. There's so much other stuff happening at the same time, and they had no clue at the time what else was going on. I mean, their world was so small that it was, it would take a lifetime to travel all of the known world at the time. This next picture is one of the great works of man. This is the Hubble Orbiting Telescope. The Hubble telescope is one of the greatest evidence gatherers of all time, designed to look out and away from our little mote of a planet to the vast depths of space. It has gathered evidence of millions of galaxies and stars and nebulae. This is evidence that we can all see and study. There is no denying that the galaxies and stars exist, because if they did not, no light would have, or could have, come from them to be collected by the instruments on the Hubble. Let's talk about light for a bit. The speed of light is about 670,616,630.6 miles per hour, or 983,571,056 feet per second, which is about 186,282.397 miles per second, or roughly 1 foot per nanosecond. A light source on Earth would reach the moon in about 1.3 seconds. The light that the Hubble telescope collects has been traveling for much, much longer than that. Let's take a look at this shot that was taken with the Hubble telescope. This is a picture of the galaxy cluster Abell S0740 in the constellation Centaurus. This galaxy cluster is approximately 463 million light years away from Earth. That tells me that the light from this galaxy has been traveling through space for about 463 million years. When you think about it, when we see this light through our cameras on the Hubble, we are actually seeing what this galaxy was doing 463 million years ago. That tells me that this galaxy has been around for at least 463 million years, otherwise the light from this galaxy could not have reached us here on Earth yet. Some people believe that the universe was created complete about 6,000 years ago. If that were the case, how could we see the light from this galaxy cluster? Wouldn't the night sky be very dark? If the universe were actually only 6,000 years old, we would only see the light from stars that were within that 6,000 light year limit. The light from the Abell cluster would only be about 6,000 light years away from the cluster and traveling outward from it at the speed of light. That means that the light from the Abell cluster would not have reached us, or would not reach us, for another 462,994,000 years. Logically, any star or galaxy that was farther than 6,000 light years from us would not be visible, as the light would not have reached us yet. Why have we not heard of new stars appearing in the night sky? Mankind has been looking at the stars for as long as we have been on Earth. Why have we not written throughout history that new stars were appearing in the night sky every year as their light finally reached us? The stars have always been there. Their light has been shining on Earth for as many millions of years. This picture proves to me that the Earth has been here for at least 463 million years, and most likely longer. This is proof that I can see and understand. It is tangible and logically obvious. Furthermore, the Abell galaxy cluster contains hundreds, if not thousands, of whole galaxies, all containing millions or if not billions of stars. These galaxies are very likely even larger than our own Milky Way galaxy. Each one has the probability of hosting planets that can support life, either in a form we would recognize or in some other form, but life nonetheless. But life on these planets has not been proved. We have no evidence of it, nor do we have any evidence that we can use to indicate that there may be life. Are we alone in the universe? Some say yes. Some say it's very unlikely, as there are so many other planets that could support life in whatever form suits the environment. If we are truly alone in the universe, it sure seems to be a fluke of incredible proportions.